Boys and girls of YouTube, what is up? This is Chain ALM of the Fight Ganon Fight channel, here to talk to you, continuing on with Digimon Month, about another video game. This month we've had Digimon Cyber Sleuth, we've also had Digimon Heroes on PS4 and Android respectively, but now I want to talk about another game, one coming up on PS Vita on March 17th in Japan, that being Digimon World Next Order. Now, I would love to play some of the trailer for this game in this video, but with the likelihood of being hit with a copyright strike, I'm not going to go through that. Might put up some still images. I just know from my Heroes review, trying to use the opening video for that game, I think it took me at least 4 uploads to get that video out so that Namco Bandai weren't like, oh, that's our content, blah blah blah. And to a point I understand that, but the YouTube copyright system is so broken, I don't want to go through the fair use malarkey, because if that backfires, well then you lose rights to your channel, and it's just easier to delete the video, fix what's needed, and then re-upload. So I hope you guys understand that. So, Digimon World Next Order is, as I said, a game coming out for PlayStation Vita, and if I have to be honest, I don't like the look of it. The gameplay in Next Order is similar to Digimon World Redigitize and Digimon World Redigitize Decode. Redigitize being the PSP game that was never localized, and Redigitize Decode being its upgraded version for 3DS that was also never localized. Which, if you're playing through Digimon Cyber Sleuth, you know, the characters of Mirai and Rina, they come from those games. So if you've never played the game that they didn't localize and you've got these new characters, you know effectively next to nothing about them, because who they are and their backstory was covered on a game you likely haven't played. I imported the Japanese version, and there's a video of my channel of me using the 3DS hack to play the game. So I have played through Redigitize, albeit in Japanese. Didn't enjoy it as much as playing Cyber Sleuth in Japanese on the Vita, simply because the text on the Vita was so clear that the Google Translate app on my mobile phone became my best friend. But not only is the gameplay of Next Order similar to Redigitize and Decode, but it's with the addition of a second partner, so it's all about doubles. The player navigates an open world, raising 2 Digimon simultaneously. Battles take place using an AI battle system, with the Digimon fighting automatically and the player issuing strategic commands. Sounds good in theory. The game's story centers around 2 potential main characters, as do the recent string of games. Well, most games. I think Redigitize was the only one that didn't allow for a female choice of character. There was the male main character, and then they added Rina into the 3DS version, and she sort of took on that role as the goggle girl. But generally, Dawn and Dusk, Digimon World, there's the other, and then there's the Cross Wars games that we never got to play. I think they allowed for a female choice. There's the other Digimon World game that came out shortly after that. Last Story? I'll have to double check that. But there was another one, that Lost Evolution, which was never localized. That had a boy and a girl goggle head. Then obviously Cyber Sleuth allows you to choose between Takumi and Amy, and now we've got this game. So you've got Japanese third-year high school students, Takuto and Shiki. Takuto was once a passionate Digimon fan in his youth, and I see what you're playing here at Namco Bandai. You're really grasping at the fans who have grown up, and you know, and that's where your marketing is, and I take issue with that. But not for the reason you guys might think, so please bear with me, hear me out. So he was a passionate Digimon fan in his youth, becoming runner-up in a national tournament, and has since become more concerned with his teenage and adolescence life, and wondering about his future. He and Shiki are transported to the digital world, where they meet their partners Agumon and Gabumon, and Biyomon and Palamon, respectively. So already you've got 4 of the adventure Digimon. Um, Playing at the older generation and the older fans' nostalgia. Namco, we're not all Gen 1ers, okay? Not everybody in the Digimon fan base is a Gen 1er. The online forums you might think differently, but not everybody holds adventure as the holy grail of the franchise. I mean, me, I'm a Gen 5er. If that's even a term. I'm a Gen 5er with Digimon, and I'm a Gen 5er with Pokemon. Completely different video. If anybody wants, I'll do a video on that at a later stage. But Agumon and Gabumon take center stage again. In Redigitize and Decode, Agumon was your main partner. In Cyber Sleuth, Nokia Shiramine gets an Agumon and a Gabumon, and they play a very key role to that story. The game has only just come out in English. I'm not spoiling that for anybody who wants to play through the game naturally. And now you have Next Order once again giving you an Agumon. Like, we get it. You know, you want to make Agumon your Pikachu. And to a point I appreciate that. But what's great about the Digimon anime and manga series is that every leader has a different partner. Tai has Agumon, Daisuke has Vmon, Takato has Guilmon, Takuya is Agunimon. Masaru, okay, he got an Agumon, but it was a different type of Agumon. It wasn't the original model. It was its own. It had the red straps, like the bracers on its arm, and it had a completely different evolution branch. Taiki had Shoutmon, and Tagiru had Gumdramon. Every Gogglehead, or every leader, has had his own unique partner. But for Redigitize and Decode, Cyber Sleuth, and now Next Order, 3 games in a row. Maybe I don't recall Lost Evolution. Hold on, let me look up the poster for Lost Evolution. And this is coming across as a bit more of a rant, and that's sort of the idea. Like, the game doesn't come out until St. Patrick's Day in Japan, which I think was the Japanese release date for Cyber Sleuth on Vita. I could very possibly be wrong. Is it Lost Evolution I'm thinking of? I just need to see the poster and I'll know. Yeah. So, Lost Evolution. The main Gogglehead had an Agumon. So, your last 4 games, the main character has had an Agumon as his starting partner. Where's the variety in that? At least in Dawn and Dusk. In Dawn, the main character, God, what was his name? But the main character in Dawn at least had Coronamon, and the main female had Lunamon as their starters. You know, so there was variety there. But look, I understand you want to appeal to the older fan base. I get that and I appreciate that. But what Namco Bandai are doing right now is no different than what Saban are currently doing with the recent string of Power Rangers, where every series has to have a command center and an old wizard and a quirky robot sidekick, or you know, and overuse the term it's morphing time. Everything has to be, you know, oh well, this is how it was in the old days. You know, stop it. Just stop it right now. You had the option of using an Agumon, or it being featured in Digimon World Dawn, right? It was at the start of the game. The game is that old now, 2006 or 7. I don't think spoilers count. Your original team consisted of Apollomon, Rise Greymon, and I think, was it Anjouamon? I think I could be very wrong. And then you get cursed by whatever. Oh, it was, yeah. I'm looking at I'm Google image search has just given me a screenshot. So it was Apollomon, Rise Greymon, and Anjuwamon. If not Apollomon, then the form before it, the ultimate level. Which names are lost on me right now because I'm getting heated up. But then you get cursed, and all your Digimon get reverted to their rookie stages. So Apollomon gets reverted back to Coronamon. Rise Greymon gets reverted back to Agumon 2006, and Anjuwamon gets reverted back to Salamon. Then as you play through the game, much like Cyber Sleuth, as you play through the game, you get to scan Digimon data, hatch Digi-Eggs, and have your own partner Digimon. Right? No one's saying that bit needs to change. Alright? But you had the option of swapping the Agumon out. He didn't hog the limelight. He didn't take center stage like he has in the last few games. Even Agumon 2006 was the main focus of Digimon World DS, the game that came before Dawn and Dusk. And to a point I understand that, because you were promoting Digimon Savers at the time. I get that. I have no quarrel with that. You know, you're focusing around that particular brand in that era. But guys, your next game, give us something different. I'm begging you. I don't care if it's Vmon. I don't care if it's Gumdramon. Which, I know Gumdramon and Shoutmon are obtainable in Next Order thanks to the latest trailer. But give us something that's not an Agumon. Do not have Agumon and Gabumon take the spotlight, because all you will do is have fans get sick of them. I argued already the 7 main goggleheads or leaders in the anime have distinctive Digimon. 4 out of 5 of your last games, the main character has had an Agumon. In some respect. Dawn, Digitize, Sleuth, technically not yours, but again, the Agumon that is featured does feature pretty heavily. That belongs to Nokia. And now, Next Order. And and once again, yes, you have 2 Digimon, and your Agumon and Gabumon, they can become Omegamon, and you've played this game already in Cyber Sleuth. It's in your trailers. And I'm not even spoiling anything there. If you watch the trailers for Cyber Sleuth, one of the big reveals, which they, from an advertising perspective, I wouldn't have done, is showing Nokia's Agumon and Gabumon becoming Omegamon. It's a kick-ass cutscene, and I've put a video up on YouTube with the Braveheart music backing it. It is a fantastic scene in the game for Nokia's character growth, and I won't go into any more, again, because spoilers in terms of what happens to lead up to it. But Bandai, get a grip. Please, just get a grip. Sorry, I went way off course there. So he and Shiki are Takuto and Shiki are transported to the digital world, and they meet their partners. They're joined on their journey by Kota Hirose, whose partner is a Guilmon, and Himari Obuchi, who's partnered with a Salamon nicknamed Rika. Digimon World Next Order was first announced in the July 2015 issue of V-Jump magazine, along with a tentative release date of 2016 in Japan for the Vita. A trailer of the game was later showcased at the 2015 Tokyo Game Show the following September, alongside an English trailer for Cyber Sleuth. The game's promotional materials and character designs are done by Japanese artist Taiki, which is I prefer the Cyber Sleuth designs, I'm not going to lie. There's a similarity to these designs, but I just... However, in early November, Japanese singer Air Aoi uploaded a promotional video in which she announced she'd be working on the game's opening theme, Exentia. Later in the same month, Bandai Namco also revealed that Digimon Adventure Try's Meikuumon would be available as DLC for Next Order. So I kind of want to get it just for the DLC aspect of it. But, and don't get me wrong, Redigitize and Decode were fun games, very fun, and I like the idea that Next Order will have similar gameplay times 2. But man, that main gogglehead design looks like he walked out of Vanguard or Yu-Gi-Oh! Look at that hair. No, I am quite serious. Look up Takudo. I'll probably put a screenshot in when I'm editing this video, just to, if I haven't already. But it's a horrible character design. Shiki doesn't fare much better. The only saving grace for me is that Kota Hirose is voiced by Ken. And for those who don't know who Ken is, he voiced Judayuki in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and he was also the voice of Koki in Digimon Savers. So to see him come back to the Digimon franchise is quite nice. But I'm just irked that once again we have a game that's focusing on an Agumon and Gabumon, that's focusing on an Omegamon. Hell, the trailer even shows a dark Omnimon or Omegamon shrouded in this cape thing, and the Metal Garurumon head and the War Greymon head seem to be like their own sentient beings, and they're wrapped in black bandages, and red digital blood is flowing from them. Like, it's a very broken, very warped Omegamon. Like, it's like it takes Omegamon Schwartz and corrupts even that. Or Omegamon Quartz. Sorry, not Schwartz, Quartz. And corrupts even that. And I'll have an image for that in the video. You should be seeing it around now. And it's just, this Omegamon is just black and tattered and broken and wrapped in bandages, and its cape is shredded. But it's like another Omegamon that plays a major role in the story. And I'm just tired of it. Like, I'm just tired of it. You want to do something new? For me, for any other fans, How about if you want to use Agumon, how about giving him 2006 Agumon? And while you're at it then, instead of Gabumon, give him Gaomon. Right? Give him the 2 main Digimon from Digimon Savers. Well, 2 of the main 3. Right? And I know. The Matt character from Redigitize had a Gaomon. I know, but hear me out. Do something different. Give Takuto Agumon 2006, and give him Gaomon. Let him get Shine Greymon and let him get Mirage Gaomon, and fuse them. Give us an Omegamon version of those 2, because I'm still waiting on that. Digimon Savers was, what, 10 years ago? And I'm still waiting on that fusion. So give me that. Give the fans that. Give them something else. Because the overusage of the Adventure Digimon, and I say this even for Shiki, who's getting a Palmon and a Biomon. Right? And I know there is likely a marketing tie-in here, because Digimon Adventure Try is running. Currently, it's going to be, we've got chapter 2 coming out in a few weeks, we've got chapter 3 coming in the summer, then chapter 4 probably in the autumn, 5 in the winter, and then 6 probably next spring to finish it out. So right through the year up until possibly this time next year, we're getting all new Adventure Try content. So I get what you want to do. You have Agumon, Gabumon, Palmon, Biomon, Salamon, And then Guilmon is your little tamers, wink wink, nod nod, that Adventure Try Chapter 1 was riddled with. But stop. Because it's like professional wrestling. Overexposure of a certain character, forcing that character down people's throats and going, oh, you like this guy, right? You like this character, you like this character, right? The fans will turn on you. The fans will get sick of Agumon. They will get sick of Gabumon. They will get sick of Biyomon and Palmon. The nostalgia blinkers will come off because the nostalgia won't be there anymore because it's too current and too in your face. So I'm asking, try something else. Go back to Coronamon, if you insist. Create a new monster. Remember when you guys were able to do that? You can still have a story that appeals to the older fan base and the fans that grew up on the franchise without oversaturating the monsters used. I feel like I should be on webcam having this rant, because it probably just go that bit viral, and you know, I'd not the sort of attention I'm looking for, but just with how passionate I'm being, it's probably serving for a few laughs and earning a couple of dislikes. and you know what, I don't care. I genuinely don't. You know, I'm speaking my mind. The game looks cool. The mechanics look sound. I'm just not a fan of the character designs and what they've shown of the plot so far. One good thing I will comment on. So this isn't a completely negative video. One good thing I will comment on. Right. And this is good and bad, actually. But it's mostly good because I like what it could lead to, or what it's building to. Mirai Mikagura, a character introduced in Digimon World Redigitize, the PSP game that I mentioned before, that was then got a remastered definitive edition on Nintendo 3DS, and neither version of that game got localized. The same Mirai Mikaruga? I think it's Mikaruga. Let me just type that. Oh, and the tangent I went off on, the main character of Digimon World Dawn was called Ko. And the main character of Digimon World Dusk, she's called Sayo. And spoiler alert, she turns up in Cyber Sleuth. Well, she did in the Japanese version as DLC. I can only hope that the European and American versions do that. Lost my train of thought. What was I looking for? See, this is what happens when I go into Google Image. This is what happens when I go to Google search and the last thing I was looking for comes up before I go on my tangent. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, Mirai's second name. So I think it's Mirai. Yeah, Mikagura. Mirai Mikagura. So this character that was introduced in 2 games that were never localized and turns up in Digimon Cyber Sleuth. She is also appearing in Digimon World Next Order. And I love this. And what I love it for is that Digimon World, Digimon Dawn and Dusk, through Sayo, then Digimon World Redigitized, Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, and now Next Order. The games are becoming interconnected. They're becoming this one big universe, and I think that's bloody awesome. And I want to see more of that, because Digimon Cross Wars, you know, already had the 7 leaders coming together. So who knows what they could be setting up for down the line, where Takuto, Takumi, Rina, Shiki, Ko, Sayo, and just the game characters come together in this giant crossover game. I think that'd be bloody awesome. But right now, oh, and there's a character in Next Order also who looks like a grown-up version of the main character from the original Digimon World game. So that's and the outfit is pretty awesome. Okay, so 2 good things have come out of Next Order, right? But his partner was also an Agumon, wasn't it? So right through the Digimon World franchise, a lot of your main characters have Agumons, so that needs to stop. And I've stressed that enough, and I'm just beating a dead horse at this stage if I repeat it any further. But the idea that this game may also connect to Cyber Sleuth, to Redigitize, to Dawn and Dusk, and even Digimon World, the original, and potentially 2, 3, 4. The fact that the Digimon World and Digimon Story games, which were usually kept separate, World was more of an adventure RPG, Story was usually more of your grind fest, or at least in my experience. World seemed to be big and expansive, and Story was very self-contained. But it's nice to see that they're looking at combining those into one element now. And they may all be their own separate universes, similar to the Adventure universe, the Tamers universe, the Frontier universe, the Savers, the Cross Wars, that can all come together through special circumstances. And that's something I want to see them carry out. But I've just... so much of what the game has shown, I'm like, okay, it looks cool. You've improved even on the graphics again since Cyber Sleuth. Like, not by much, but there's little things where you go, oh, that's neat. But my God, your characters look like they walked out of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zale. And yes, it's Zale, not Zexel. The X is silent. Two Yu-Gi-Oh! References in the one Digimon video. Oh, and I mentioned Pokemon. Not that that's a bad thing, of course. But yeah, so I've had my rant. So I'm gonna stick this into Movie Maker, strap a couple of JPEGs to it, and schedule it to upload. It'll probably be Monday or Tuesday. Again, you guys are listening to this, and maybe we'll have more information by then, and maybe I'll have changed my mind. I mean, it's at the moment it's only February 2nd, so everything's up in the air. Everything could change. Some more details might come out, and I might reconsider my position on it. And I'd be happy to do a follow-up later on in the month, similar to what I said in my Try Chapter 2 speculation video, that as more information comes out and we get closer to March, I'd love to follow up on new information, speculate on that. But at the moment, I'm just not happy with Next Order. I just... There's nostalgia, and then there's overkill. And there's bloody horrid character design. But the games are looking like they might be interconnecting and crossing over with each other on a larger scale than the anime or even the V-Tamer manga could have ever hoped for. So that's something. So I'm going to leave it at that. By all means, sound off in the comments below. Let me hear your opinion. I'm always happy to go back and forth. Let's do this thing. Let's discuss it. Let's argue it. Let's, agree to disagree. Maybe tell me something I'm missing. You guys say I'm wrong because this is a thing. You tell me things that I might not know already. I implore you to do that. But from what I've explained to you guys, and from what screenshots I'm looking at, and character designs and story tidbits, and just I'm just not as excited for this game as I was Cyber Sleuth. I'm in no rush to pre-order the Japanese version of this. I'm in no rush to get my Vita back, because I traded that thing in once I cleared Cyber Sleuth. I'm in no rush to get any of that back and play through this game, because I'm not excited for it. And I think it's mainly because of the reasons I've ranted on. So, once again, sound off in the comments. Let me know what you think. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm partially right? Do you think I'm wrong? Dead wrong? Partially, can I take my opinion to hell? Be the internet, sound off below. And I look forward to reading what you guys have to say about it. So until then, take care, mind yourselves, happy gaming, and I'll see you quite soon for the next Cyber Sleuth stream. Depending on when this goes live, it might be this very night. It could be the following. You just have to hit that subscribe button and be the first people to know when I do go live. Cheap plug. Haha. Take care, guys. Have a great night or day. Time zones are a thing. Take care. That's the important bit. You take care. I'll stop rambling now. No, really, I will.